Hey, guess what day it is? You know what day it is? Do you know what day it is? It is David Switzer's birthday. David Switzer's birthday. He's only 39 years old. David, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, David Switzer. Happy birthday to you.
The new break function in O Connect allows you to pause and unwind throughout the webinars and conferences. Get your 14-day free trial of O Connect. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai. You can experience the future of connectivity yourself. This includes everything from real-time transcriptions to audio transmissions that are perfectly clear, as well as contextual auto-suggestions in discussions. Get your 14-day free trial of O Connect. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai. In addition to providing a comprehensive heat map analysis, O-Tracker also provides a visual depiction of the interactions that users have with your website. Get your 7-day free trial of O-Tracker. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai.
Hey, guess what day it is? You know what day it is? Do you know what day it is? It is David Switzer's birthday. David Switzer's birthday. He's only 39 years old. David, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, David Switzer. Happy birthday to you.
Well, there's one thing David can say.
Yeah.
And can't say we don't think about him, okay? David, happy birthday.
7-0, the big 7-0.
I didn't say that, David.
He's a guy. He's a guy. Guys
I
don't care.
said you're 39.
I didn't say listen to Gemma's age. I just said David's. Gurgle.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you. Yeah, we've been busy. I've been busy, that's for sure. I've been thinking about where we are, where we're going, the potential, and I realized something. I know where we were. I know what we have. I have no idea where we're going, but I know this. It's going to be bigger and better than anything we could have imagined. And it's let me tell you an easy way to figure that out. Easy way to figure out where we're going is look at the ship they built. Where are we traveling to? Look at the ship they built. You know what they built? Go to Egypt. Look what they've done there. Look at the people they've hired. Look at Dr. Tarek. Look at his background. Look what he knows and how he's going to influence all over the world, this guy, okay? Look at that, okay? That's part of this spaceship. He's one of the captains of the ship, okay? Then go look at this lady, Dr. Susan, what she's done. Look at her background. Look at her credentials. She's a captain, and she's flying another part of this massive airship that we don't know. We may not know exactly where it's going, but why would you surround yourself with people like that? Look at Mr. Kamal. Look at his background. Look at what he's done. Look at where he was. Look what he did. He came here. They all came here. Now look, because we might be a little blinded, maybe we don't have the vision, but somebody does. If you don't have it, I found out a long time ago, this thing about motivation. I don't believe in motivation. I don't believe I can motivate you. I can inspire you, but where the power comes in is when you motivate yourself. Self-motivation is the key. I self-motivate. Now I needed to be inspired. How was I inspired? Why am I motivated with ONPASSIVE as much as I am? I'm going to tell you why. Because I was inspired when I was writing this little journey in my mind 20 years ago. The ending, I've never left. The ending was I'd be able to work with a lot of people, be successful, and see other people become successful. That was my journey. That was the end. I wrote the last chapter first in my head. The problem was when I got to chapter one, I didn't know how to start it because in order to get the last chapter that I had written in my head, things are going to have to fall into place almost as a miracle. Really. I didn't look at it that way because I didn't realize what I was jumping into. So I get into the arena of online marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call it, dropship. I've done it all. Okay. Email marketing, whatever. Done every bit of that. And while I'm doing that, I have to tie it into the ending of my journey of why I got in online marketing, whatever I was doing. I said, I got to get to that. I want to end this movie the way I want it to end. And it was very difficult because nobody seemed to want to do nobody had the same ambition as I did. Now, I met other people that have wrote their book and their journey and what they want, but they wouldn't share any of the chapters with me. So you're almost always alone. You're on a big ship, but you're alone. It's not like you got teammates around the ship. This guy does that job. This lady does that job. This person's a speaker. No. Everybody's all for themselves. It's just the way the system was. It's called online marketing. Everyone's out for themselves. But they have me chasing somebody that I'm nothing like them. I don't have the same skill sets they do. I don't talk like them. I don't walk like them. I don't treat people like they did. And it just wasn't working. It was always clashing. So I kept moving on and moving on and moving on. And another thing that Mike Ellis brought up about time. If I thought about time, I would have quit this journey 19 years ago. I wouldn't have gone on this long. But while you're doing it, trying to get that chapter, because I wrote the end chapter in the beginning, I wrote the end. I got to fill in the blanks. I got to make this novel that Marty DeCarmo wrote make sense because it has to end like I want it to end. Anyway, I kept writing page after page and ripping it out and throwing it away. What were the pages? Business comes up. I said, okay, this is it. I always assumed, because that's me, I thought this is it. I gave it 100%. And what would happen? You're doing it. And there was the actual person that owned the publishing company, let's say, did not have the same script I did. He wouldn't let me put my ending in. Why? Because I couldn't build what I wanted to do and get the outcome I was looking for in that business. And that happened hundreds of times over and over and over. There was times in my journey that I wrote 2 or 3 chapters. What was that? I learned how to market. Chapter, you're going through that. I can talk to people. I learned that in my business. Plus, some people can, some people can't. You work on it. I worked on it. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't want to talk in front of crowds, but I worked on it. I worked on talking to a couple people and magnifying it in my head. I don't focus on, oh, Marty, you're talking to 500 people, or you're talking to it. No, never. That would make me not want to do it. I'm talking to Chris Johnson, and you guys are all sitting in my living room listening. That's all. Anyway, I had a few chapters written, but as soon as I get to chapter 4, 5, or 6, owner of the company or whatever either folded, took off, disappeared. And one of my chapters was, which is very important, and I couldn't leave out any of the chapters because I would never get to the ending journey that I wrote, my ending journey. One big one was I couldn't bring anybody with me. Now, how can I go to my ending chapter and say, in my life of the journey online, I'm going to celebrate, be successful, and celebrate with other people that were with me that are successful? Can't let that go. So when you learn how to write chapter 1, you wrote chapter 2, you think you're in a company that works. I surrounded myself with people that could do stuff I couldn't do. Mike Ellis, Dan Street, you guys know them. Then I get to the next chapter. Can you build a team? Yes. Can you market? Yep. Starting to build a team. I got that. I got Mike. I got Dan. I did chapter 1. We're on chapter 6. We're on our way. We got stuck there for many years. And a lot of the time it was the company wasn't going the same direction we were. They were pretty satisfied in 1 or 2% of the people that are in their sales team, let's say, would drive the whole company. And that's okay. But if I wanted that, I would be in a regular 9 to 5 because that's a pyramid, right? We all drive and work hard 40 hours a week, sometimes 60, sometimes 80, sometimes 100, like Chris Johnson, so that the CEO of Ford could have a vacation home, many houses that he wants, maybe a private jet, and live the lifestyle that Chris and thousands of other people created for him. I thought, well, that's not going to freaking work. He wrote his book, but I don't want to be in his book. I don't want to be one of the lines in a paragraph. Marty DeGarmy helped me get here. Chris Johnson was here these 30 years and helped me get this and help me. No, that's not my plan. Now, was I naive? I think I was. I think I was until I ran into ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, when I got in, now remember I have this half a novel here, and I'm missing a big valuable piece. One is, can I find a company that believes like me? And I thought, no, that doesn't exist. You're an idiot. I really did. I just thought I was naive. I had people tell me it. Marty, you'd be a multimillionaire if you didn't care about people so much. Well, I guess I'll say broke. I just didn't believe that had to be the way. You got to be able to focus on let's all go together. Oh, that sounds good. Kumbaya. That doesn't freaking happen. 2%, 1% make it, and the rest of them, they're going to fall by the wayside. They're sheep. They're there so you can stand on their back to get to the top. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to do it. My heart was never in it because of that. We would go so far, myself, Mike, and Dan, then we'd start talking about, well, how do we help other people get where we are? Once you do that, you start falling back because you're in a business that you have to bring people in faster and they quit. Now you got to bring people in faster and they quit, but at the same time, you got to go back to these people and tell them how to do the same thing. It's a joke, and it didn't work, and it will never work. It'll work for the 1 or 2%. That's it. And I know there's people out there watching this that are making a lot of. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. Numbers don't lie. I don't care who you are or who he is or she is. Numbers don't lie. So I get into ONPASSIVE, and now you know that chapter that I want to write for the rest of my life. I get in, I find out, can anybody do this? Yeah. Oh, ding, 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 ding. That's that chapter I couldn't get. Myself, Mike, and Dan couldn't get that past that point. Wait a minute, they don't have to copy me? No. Thank God. I can't even copy me. And I'm going to show other people, copy Mike Ellis? Look, there's only one Mike Ellis. Dan, there's only one Dan. I'm not saying we're better or worse than anybody else, but come on, I'm going to duplicate your thumbprint? We're all independent. We're all different. What we need is the system the company to make it so that Fitmata, M. Kiley, Samar, Chris Johnson, Marty DeGarmo, Vivian Benny, all of us can be, if we give it a little effort. I'm not saying lay on a damn couch and just do everything for me. I can't stand that. But giving us give us the playing field where we can take that last chapter that we all want to do. I know you do. I met a lot of you, but you can't do that if you can't do the first part. Nobody goes and gives a book and says the end. Nobody's going to buy that. Nobody's going to believe it. But I saw on Passive, I met Mr. Mufara, and I said, oh my God. And people say, I don't know how you can do it every day. I don't know how you can think of what to say. Let me tell you something. If you're writing this book of your life and what you want, outside of God and religion, that's totally different. There's no comparison. Hold on. And you spent a quarter of your life or more wanting to write this book. I don't care if you call it mental book, whatever it is. And you finally run into a business that's going to give you the final chapter. And the final chapter is so good, it's even better than what you imagined. Because you know what happened to me? While I was saying I want to write this, I have this final chapter already written. I started modifying the final chapter in my head because I thought, well, I'm not going to get it anyway. And that was a mistake. I never gave up on it, but I was willing to use some whiteout, if you know what I mean. I'm going to white out a couple lines. Maybe I'll never get. And I went back when I got on Passive. I took the whiteout back out, and I looked. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to have Narelle, all the people popping up on here, David Switzer. I met people like Chris and all of you, and I think, freak, we're all going. That's what I wrote for me. I don't know what everybody else wants, but I have to believe we all want the same thing. That's all we ever wanted. And I hear people say, you're lucky, you're lucky. I don't, luck is how hard you work at something and you have a goal. And I do believe if you believe you can, you will. And if you believe you won't, you won't. And I never let go if I can. Never. So when I found I'm passive, not only can I am the biggest, ugliest cheerleader besides Chris in ONPASSIVE. Sorry I had to use Chris, but you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm excited. And my why, part of my why, you know, people say, what do you want to do? You got life, you got freedom, you know, live your life. Part of my why is this. I know people find it weird. I don't care. Yeah, but you could be fishing. And I'm doing what I want to do. There's other things I'm going to do, obviously. I'm going to get my wife a house that she wants so we could get more room because obviously we got a much bigger family than we do home. I want to get these grandkids out, start thinking, get them educated in what? In the very business I'm in. Because that's where we're going. That's where we're heading. AI, IT, do it. I got kids right now that can get on a computer and blow people away, and they're only freaking 12 years old, 8 years old. Shorty's making videos. How'd you do that? Oh, I took this and this and did this. And I'm like, oh, forget it. It's just like people saying, oh, I don't want to know. But anyway, just unbelievable. And the reason I brought this up is I've been asked many times, well, you know, you're lucky. I'm not lucky. I wrote a book. I just wrote the last chapter first. I know where I wanted to go. I want to meet a lot of people. I did. I want a lot of people to go with me, and I want to be successful. I'm not lying. But part of my success is sharing it with others. For me, sitting on an island by myself drinking a Mai Tai is not success. Mine is I'm sitting on an island, even if I'm by myself, knowing that everybody I met in the last 5 years are sitting on an island somewhere. Some with me, some may not. But we are in something that I want to drive home more than anything else. I can't motivate you. But if I can inspire you to believe, just to look at what happened, look at what's happened to ONPASSIVE. Not the bad stuff. Yeah, bad stuff happened. I'm gonna confess something to you guys. It wasn't long ago. I vented to the very person that's putting up with all the crap. Yeah, I vented to the very person that's taking all the heat. And what did he do? He comforted me. I felt like a jackass. Okay. I felt like a mule. But I didn't know, I didn't want to go to anybody else. I get so frustrated to know that something this good for so many people, for continents, will be changed. And people say, who the freak do you think you are? I don't know. Who did everybody else that was successful in doing something enormous? Who did they think they were? They believed they could. They built something to make it happen, and it happened. You're not going to go to the moon on a bottle rocket. You have to build a rocket that'll make it there. Ash Mupara, his team, his tech team, his brains, their brains made a rocket and a blanket that will cover the earth and help people around the world. It's fact. So don't sweat the small stuff. I want you to get out mentally and write your ending chapter of what you want. Yes, things happen. Things happen. Somebody else, I don't know why God had let this happen. You know why things happen that we don't like, and some of them are pretty nasty? Because he gave us a gift. And with that gift comes sometimes bad things. It's called choice. There's enough money in the world right now that no child, no one would be going without water. And because we didn't follow one commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself, because if we loved our neighbor as ourselves, and I'm not talking about the clown next door, I'm talking our neighbor of the world, nobody'd be thirsty. Nobody would be hungry. There's enough resource there to make it happen. Right now, you have to print more money. Don't print another dime. And the rich people would still be rich, and the poor people would be eating and having water to drink. That was a choice. Somebody made a choice not to help everyone else. They put in they give you the show that it's happening, but it didn't happen. You can't tell me it could be done. Numbers don't lie. So that was the choice, and you have to go with the flow. God didn't make robots. He gave us the choice to do whatever we want, and you have to live with that. If we loved our neighbor, we wouldn't be bombing each other. And how do I know? I went to Russia. I've been to China. I went to Taiwan. I was in, and I met all these so-called enemies. And guess what? Somebody forgot to tell the people they're not mad at us. The Russian people I met, they weren't mad at all. In fact, they were glad I was there. But yet they're the evil empire. Think about that. And on passive, our internal people, we love each other. There is no walls. We have a few fish that need to be kicked out of the little pond we have, but they'll go. It's okay. But let's stick together. Write your last chapter. Right. I'm not saying you're going to die, but there's one thing I said to Ash not long ago. I said, there's one thing I'm really happy about up to this point. The core of this company is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I mean by core, I'm not talking about some blockhead that comes out and does lives every single day. 875, no, not that. I'm talking about people that stay with it no matter what. When I talk to them, they're as strong as they were 4 or 5 years ago. Chris chats, we all chat with people, Look here, same people, but I'm seeing a little more names than I used to see. That is a blessing to me. That means it's working. And if somebody doesn't quite have the vision you do, talk to them and let them know what they have. Sometimes you got to point it out. People say, "Oh, you say the same thing." Bible's never changed. Why do we go to church every Sunday? If you went to church for 45 years, you can't tell me you heard something new today. You can't. But yet we go. Why? Another blessing we have is called memory. And memory fades, which is a good thing. Oh, I can't believe you said that. I don't want my memory to ever fade. Really? When my mom passed away, it was the most grievous day of my life. And as time went by, it slowly mellowed out. And now, what do I remember? I don't remember that awful day. I remember the good days with my mother. So I want things not to last forever, except when we go to heaven. Because bad things you don't want to last forever. Like now, we're going through a little bit of rough times. Ashes, we're not. And he's the most upbeat person I ever met. While he's getting crap thrown at him and darts and arrows and people shooting over his head, and he's ducking, he's going, do it or die. I mean, what the freak? None of us would do that. So, yes, I'm blessed and I'm very happy. I didn't plan on talking. I never plan on anything. That's my problem. But I love all of you. I'm so happy. And David Switzer, we think about you all the time. So don't ever say that again. The unicorn went out of his way. I didn't want to let him out today. And he said, hey, it's David Switzer's birthday. And I said, yeah, you're right. So anyway, love all of you. I believe Andy and Collins are on at 2:00. I could be wrong, but check all that out. Trivia tonight. I got allergies. Didn't take my allergy stuff. Nose is running and I'm coughing. Snotty nose brat. And I'm going to turn this over to Chris, and hopefully he doesn't babble for 27 minutes like I just did. Well, I love all of you, and I try to, like I said, I'm trying to get you to think and inspire. That's all. And anyway, here's Chris.
Thank you, Marty. You were not babbling. That's okay. You can take as long as you want. Let me say this so I don't forget. Red is coming on at 11 o'clock. I do want to say happy 70th birthday to David Switzer, but we also have, hold on 1 second. Let me close all this stuff out. We also have other birthdays today. I want to mention them. So Jeff Ratu, happy birthday. Peter Rogers, happy birthday, brother. Dr. Georgie, you guys remember Dr. Georgie? Today's his birthday. Thomas Davis, happy birthday to you. I seen you in there. Tanya Johnson, happy birthday. Douglas Ogbana, happy birthday. And Antonio Royal Barces, whatever. He's my girlfriend's brother. Happy birthday to you. And DK Jairus Kennedy, happy birthday. A lot of birthdays today, and I thought I'd get back on there and ask them. I have not had an update on Tim Dillon this morning. When I do, I will let everyone know. I do have some more added prayers that I want to say, not quickly, but I want to get out there. Miriam Newmark, her son was in an accident, and he has a spinal injury, a serious spinal cord injury, and he's going to need some prayers. Amy Rydecki, I believe it's her grandchild, Pascal, was born a little early. She's in an incubator trying to get her lungs up. Prayers for that. Julie Pierre, his daughter, was taken to the hospital last night. Swelling of the face and the body. I have not heard from Julie back on that yet. And some good news, Tim Johnson had his surgery. And I also believe Jennifer had her surgery too. I think she's doing good. I haven't heard from her. But Tim Johnson sent me this morning that he had his surgery. He's going to take 5 or 6 weeks to fully recover, but he's doing good with just a little bit of, uncomfortableness. So glad. Thank you for all the prayers, guys. If I missed someone, I'm trying to write them all down. I wrote a whole bunch of things down today. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. And you look at that and you think it's not much. Marty, you heard Marty talking about time. I talk about time every day in my head. Oh my God, I got to be there. Hey, I got to do this. It's a constant, it's a constant journey in your own life of what you got to do on a daily basis. But it's what you do in those 86,400 seconds. What's so important about those seconds that you do in that one day that you're never going to get back again? I was just watching this really crazy thing on YouTube or TikTok about a man explaining that, when I was younger, I wanted to be a pro football player, and he got hit and it blew his knee out, and that didn't happen. So he decided that he wanted to drive around the world in his motorcycle, and he got drafted into the Vietnam War. And he went on and on about all these things that happened bad in his life. He spent thousands of dollars on his daughter to go to college. Happy birthday, Peter. And someone knocked up his daughter. He said just one bad thing, not bad, but things that just you weren't expected constantly in his life. He goes, and you know the greatest thing? 5 years from now, when you're playing with your grandson, your granddaughter, you're going to forget all about all those things. And I'm letting you all know that too. 5 years from now, no matter what you're going through right now, you're going to forget about it because you're going to have a lot of joy and peace in your life through ONPASSIVE. Now, notice I gave it 5 years. I can't even imagine what 5 years is going to be like, but I know it's going to be good. People are patiently sending me texts every day. Chris, anything news? Watch my lives every day. That's what we have. Red, Marty, myself, Julie, Michael, everyone's getting out doing something. All of you getting on webinars. It's pretty good. You can always make money, but you can't always make memories. I think ONPASSIVE changes that, where you could do both. And I'm going to tell you, right, memories is very important. A lot of us, myself, I'm talking about, how do I say that? Myself, I lost a lot of memories because I chose to go to work. There's that darn free will God gave us again, and I miss, believe it or not, I miss funerals, birthday parties. I tried to be for my kids like the daddy-daughter dance and all that and their big games, and tried to be there, but there was times where I even missed Christmas because I chose to go and work and make that big money. A choice. We all got choices. Right now, you have a choice to do something good with 86,400 seconds every single day. Okay? Do I have regrets in my life? I do, but not really. Because each one of those things that I thought maybe I should have done or didn't do, it just made me stronger. It made me think better. I'm never going to go back in my life and say, man, I should have done that, because I didn't do it. I should have done it then. All right. One thing I will say is when I got into ONPASSIVE, I am so glad I did it then within 15 minutes of what I was told about it. Did I know I was going to be on here every day talking about it? Nope. Did I know that I have friends and family that look at me like I'm a crackpot? Nope. Do I do it anyway? Yes. Why do you do it, Chris Johnson? Why do you do it, Marty DeGarmo? Because we believe in ONPASSIVE and what it's all about, to helping people, helping humanity. It's just not about making money, guys. Yeah, we all got into it because we thought and we seen the money that it could be made. And that's huge, by the way. Let me say that again. That's huge, by the way. But when you got huge coming at you, there's a lot of things you can do with huge. New cars, new houses, new clothes, better food, better health. Then you switch it on over to what happens to a real founder giving someone that's never had a hot meal or clean water. Just helping out, period. Listen, in my lifetime, especially starting with Jesus Christ, a man who just wanted to do good for the world, and someone just didn't like what he was saying. There's always going to be someone out there that doesn't like what someone's saying, especially when they're talking about just being good, treating people fairly. Let's put people above as many people as we can and just keep rising them up. Now, one thing I'll say about Ash Mafara, he's got the most calm brain heart I've ever seen in my life. Because I know what he goes through. Marty knows what he goes through. But yet he stays calm and says, all right, just keep going. Does he put us on track sometimes when we fall off? You heard Marty. Yes, he does. If he sees us going off track a little bit, he's going to let us know, but not in a mean way. He talks to you almost like a therapist. Say, listen, this is what you really need to do. He teaches us a better way. He's done that to me a couple times, and I really enjoy that because I didn't. I was actually texting my son this morning, and my son gets angry sometimes real fast, and he doesn't really think because of he's bipolar. And I said, sometimes just stop, take a breath, and think before you get angry. A lot of us don't do that too well. And I'm one of those guys, used to be. I'm a lot better. But if you just stop and think about what Ash Mafar and ONPASSIVE has to offer, I think your anger will go away. When I say 5 years from now, 5 years from now, what your life's going to be like, I can only imagine. Because the people that call me or text me daily and let me know their glooms and their dooms and what's going on in their lives, and I appreciate that. I just know what their life is going to be like 5 years from now, a year from now. The day that we go viral, what it's really going to be like for them, the excitement. Ash Mafar has gone literally to hell and back. Even though you let people say, oh, he ain't done nothing, he's done a lot, guys. And each day he's got something else that he's working at to keep us moving forward and to make this company grow. This company is going to grow not because of money, because of love, because of passion, because of compassion. And that's why we say ONPASSIVE was built with a heart. If you don't know Ash Mafara, then you really don't know what ONPASSIVE is all about, because that's the guy that started all this. That's the gentleman who put us all in here, who gave us the choice to get in or not. Now, we know a lot of people out there made the choice not to join, or I don't believe in it, because they were afraid of something. I've never been afraid of success. I've never been afraid to listen to new things. But when I heard this thing, I've been approached by every possible MLM, you name it out there, everything. And I've heard them all. But for some reason, when I heard about ONPASSIVE, it just made sense to me. It's never been confusing. It's allowed me to expand my mind as life is a lot more about me, a lot more not about me than a lot of other people. All right. I could have just retired and went about my way. Nope. Every day I get up every morning and do a live because I want to tell people about this phenomenal company, about this phenomenal CEO, about the phenomenal founders who have the same mindset as all of us. All right. We're not here to say rah, rah, boom, boom. There's days I'm going to do a rah, rah, boom, boom. We're here saying that you did make a great and the best decision in your life. And 5 years from now, 5 years from now, you guys are going to forget about all this. You won't even remember some of the journey because your lives are going to be so full of happiness. Not just because of money, but because healthy minds are going to happen out of ONPASSIVE. Ash Mafar has so many things that we don't know about, and we hear that all the time. Believe you me, Marty and I know a few of them, but we don't talk about it. And when they do come, you're going to be blown away. And when they do come, guess who's going to be part of it? Founders. Ash Mafar literally, I believe, in my heart, has given away something that he could have just hoarded all for himself and still been this person. Literally. But he shared it. Now, I don't know about you, but I do get upset when people are bad toward him or say bad things about any of us, because all we really want is the best for the world. Let me make this clear. ONPASSIVE is a real company. It's not the other word like people think. We don't take people's money and keep taking money. Ash Mafar stopped taking money and gave us things back. And he keeps building for free. If you haven't got an O Connect, which I believe is going to be our standard for the things that he comes out with, it's pretty damn amazing. I was watching last night on trivia the clarity It's like, oh my God, I can see a mole on someone's forehead. I can see the hair in someone's nose. Kind of gross, I know, but that's how clear it is. All right. People say, oh, well, what do you listen? You're going to need ONPASSIVE, not just for O Connect, but for everything else that comes with it. And all I said was try it out. But if you choose that free will God gave you not to do it, have a wonderful day. I'm still going to help you no matter what as life goes through your hard times. That's what founders do. We're not about I told you so, even though we're going to say I told you so. We want the best for you. And guess what? People are going to beat us up for that. And that's okay, because I think those people really don't understand what we're trying to do, because they see something different than we see. I don't know what they see, but I see nothing but blessings from ONPASSIVE for the entire world. Anyone that wants it. So on that note, I'm still praying for every one of you. I love you. Tim Dillon, I'm still keeping you in my heart. No matter what God chooses for you, we're there for you. I just love everyone, and I'm happy where I'm at. And there's some things in my life that are crappy right now, but guess what? When I talk about ONPASSIVE, I do forget about those things. I know everything is going to be cleared for everyone's life here in a few more years down the road. And I'm not saying it's going to take that long. I'm just saying 5 years from now, wow. Marty and I are going to come on here 5 years from now. We're both going to be 130 pounds. We're going to be, listen, I don't know about you, but I still think we're the two of the sexiest guys on the internet. Why? Because we talk from our heart. I don't care what we look like. We talk from our heart. That's all we really want you to see. So God bless all of you. Marty DeGarmo, I am done.
7:37. 15 minutes. Yeah, you did good. Oh, anyway, very good, Chris, as always. Um, anyway, everybody, happy birthday to all the people. Peter, special happy birthday to you too, buddy. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be an ONPASSIVE. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And one thing about Peter, you all know. Do you know why I asked Peter what he's doing? Because I trusted him. That's a big deal. Do you know why I am looking at nothing else? My home is ONPASSIVE because I trust Ash McBarrow. That's very important to me. Not a whole lot of stuff more important than trust and caring. And both of them are that type of person. Peter's the most easygoing guy on the planet. He's one of these people that does all the stuff behind the scenes. You know, these are the people I want Ash to know, and he does know. People that maybe don't come out and chat all the time. Those are the ones, and I'm telling you, this is not an opinion. This is not what I think. People that me, and I know Chris, push above ourselves, or people that are behind the scenes that maybe don't come out as much because it's just who they are. But they're doing a lot. Let me tell you, support is a big deal. You know, we had almost 500 people here today. That's pretty cool. And Ash isn't even here. I know I'm gonna get 500 Ashes here. Anyway, by the way, one more thing. Keep using O Connect and let us know if you see anything. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I apologize. I forgot to ask. I think Red's watched us. I believe 360 is at 6 a.m. tomorrow, Marty. Is that correct? We're doing 6 a.m. 360?
At least tomorrow, and then we'll see what we'll do.
Yeah. And who was invited?
Ash is always invited.
That's right. So don't
He
let
has,
him, if he does come on, he's going to say, finally got invited to something. I love when he does that.
yeah.
Invited more than you'll know. Trust me.
But yes, I always give him the link, and he's invited. Always. That's why we're doing it at 6 o'clock. Not because we know he's going to be there, but if he has an opportunity and he wants to talk, I want to make it. We wanted to make it as easy for him as we could. That's it. That's the whole reason. I am not a fan of 6 o'clock because at 6:30, wifey poo Dawn has to start getting the kids up for school, and it's kind of helter skelter here for a while. Dawn, would you like to say hi to everybody? Hello? Hey, Donnie. Say hi.
Hi.
She's got her ear things in. She said hi. Hey, Lexus, say hi. All right.
Boy,
Hey.
they sound real happy today.
Hold on a minute, guys. I'm going to show you. I'm like Dr. Doolittle. Cooper. Cooper, can you sing? Guys, check this out. And then I'm going to have to go off because he's not going to stop. Cooper, come here. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Where the... No, come here. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Okay, now I don't know if you can hear me, but I have to go now. And the wife is really mad at me for getting them to sing Old MacDonald. Ooh, I'm getting a look you won't believe. I may not be married tomorrow.
Do that to her.